initial accreditation committee. Once you're in the initial, the initial accreditation committee monitors the implementation of that plan. Once you've implemented it, you do a self-evaluation report, visit, initial accreditation maintenance. We did that on the last slide. Okay. Demographic, I don't think I need to go through that. Just simply, who are you, your addresses, and so on. So, some demographic data. The eligibility criteria, these are not the standards. We want to say, we ask you some questions before we allow you into the process. You have to be a member, that's easy. You have to demonstrate this authority to grant degrees. Demonstrate continuing resources, that's easy. Financial statements. Again, we talk about scope. Now this time you need to think a little bit more about scope. Scope, in the scope documents, you list the number of degrees that you offer, and then you may or may not decide some need not be included. You have to read the information on these criteria to help understand that. But let me give you an example. There are some degrees in economics which are more on the social science side, and they are not truly business degrees. Okay, and you will go to standard 15 to look at what we think should be in a business degree. But you may say this is not a business degree, it hasn't sufficient business content, we wouldn't like it to be removed from the accreditation. So that is a very simple scope issue, and I don't think I should go into any more complicated ones because there's a lot of issues around scope. Just as an example, the scope, the Accreditation Coordinating Committee meet 2 times a year, and they probably review up to about 60 or 70 scope issues each time they meet. So there's a lot. Okay, we ask you to make a statement on diversity and a statement on ethics and ethics policies within your institution. And we also say that the degrees that we are going to accredit have to have been in operation for at least 2 years. I mean, have to have graduates for at least 2 years. Because we're in the outcomes business. If you've no graduates, how can we assess how good this degree is? So we want to see some outcomes before you can include those. You can have new programs. You can say you have 5 undergraduate degrees, and then you're just adding another one, or say 5 masters and you're just adding another one. It doesn't mean that you have to wait for 2 years of graduates before you can apply. You just don't include it this time. We'll include it next time. Okay, so I am not going to go through each of these criteria. I can go back to them if you want me to later, because we have a lot of people that need to talk. Let's see, so we've done the criteria, the mentor is assigned. That decision on who does that, which mentor should be assigned, is a joint decision between the accreditation staff and you, and of course the mentor. A name will be suggested to you. You will say yes, that's okay, or you could say no, I don't want that person. They don't come from an institution that I think is suitable, or something like that. You can also suggest names to the accreditation staff. And then once you've decided on who you would like, then they ask the mentor. The mentor may say, no, I'm too busy. No, I cannot spend 30 hours traveling from the United States to here and back again and so on. And so we are now looking for mentors close to home, as it were. So that selection is collaborative. The mentor is very familiar with all of these things, AACSB standards and processes. And the PAC chair and the host school approve the assignment. So it's a collaborative process, which is I think, very important. What does the mentor do? The mentor must make one on-site visit. But you can also visit with your mentor at meetings. For example, we just had the Asia Regional Meeting conference in May, and I know that there were several meetings between schools and their mentor. You can go to the international meeting held in April of the year. You can also plan to meet your mentor there. So you start this collaborative discussion, this interaction with the mentor. The mentor's job is to help, but also to begin to understand you, and also tell you what to include, what not to include, and what you must put in this alignment document. We advise thoroughly that you don't hide things. It'll come out in the end, so you might as well get it on the table and work it out with the mentor and so on.